Yo, YouTube, what is up? Radar 25 back again with another episode. My co-host, Funtamania, Michael.
What up, Mox?
Guys, back again, another video. You know what time it is. Last night was Friday Night Smackdown. We're going to drop 3 takeaways in this video for Friday Night Smackdown. Another kind of lackluster show. Not a whole lot to talk about, really big stuff. The main 2 things were how they opened the show and how they ended the show. So we'll get into that. But before we do, I remind you guys, drop a like on this video and previous videos. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Notification bell so you guys aren't missing anything when it drops. Also follow the social media, the Twitter, the Instagram, the Mixer, and the Twitch for the live streams. All that'll pop out on the screen. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's get right into it. Our 3 takeaways from Friday Night Smackdown. Guys, SmackDown started off with Renee Young in the ring with the podium kind of holding up the Intercontinental title. And other wrestlers surrounding the ring. You had the New Day, the Usos, Cesaro, Nakamura, Shorty G, Baron Corbin, Metalik, Lucha House Party. They were all out there. And she would introduce the new champion. Obviously, AJ Styles, he would come out. She was presenting him with the title. He said that she was the wrong person for the job to present him. And he said that Daniel Bryan, who was outside the ring, should be the one presenting him with the title. Guys, this is takeaway number 1 of the night. So there's a back and forth between Styles and Daniel Bryan in the ring. He's talking about he's talking about Styles to be the greatest champion, Intercontinental champion of all time if he has matches against Metalik, Shorty G.
Why Metalik? I don't think he'd be very excited about it.
Yeah,
he was like,
me.
Like,
I mean, it'll probably be like a cool match because Metalik's Lucha Libre style stuff. But yeah, Metalik is like a character nobody's really caring about.
Yeah, the icy picture.
But this pretty much all led to the debut of the former NXT superstar, Matt Riddle, the original bro. So he came out.
Boy, did he have a crazy Friday. I'll say that much.
Yeah, he had a crazy Friday. Now, this is all on the heels of, all the stuff that broke out on social media with a lot of allegations, out there of independent wrestlers, female wrestlers saying they've been sexually harassed or abused verbally, mentally, all that stuff like that. Something recently came out about Matt Riddle. This is at the worst possible time for Matt Riddle and WWE because he's just debuting on SmackDown.
Yeah.
This was already pre-taped. So, whatever comes of this, I don't know, because they may just stop him in his tracks because to see how everything plays out, whether he's guilty or non-guilty, innocent in this whole thing. But either way, Matt Riddle came out, made his debut. Cool to see him there. And he just has a back and forth with AJ Styles. They brawl and it sets up a match. AJ Styles versus the debuting Matt Riddle, not for the IC title, non-title match.
Well, because he didn't have shirts or shoes. So like the sign said, no shirts and shoes, no title shot.
Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah. It was funny to see AJ Styles kind of point out the fact that he doesn't wear shoes.
Yeah.
Matt Riddle was like, I never wear shoes, bro.
Right.
So, it is what it is. The match is very solid.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Riddle's really good in the ring. Obviously, AJ Styles is. There was a lot of interference because it was kind of like a lumberjack match.
Yeah,
right? It was kind of like an
impromptu lumberjack match.
Yeah, they didn't say it was a lumberjack match. Everybody was still around the ring. There was a lot of distractions here and there. Yep. Drew Gulak and Daniel Bryan still being on the bad side of AJ Styles that threw into it, and then this would cause, AJ Styles would push Daniel Bryan on the outside, who go for the phenomenal forearm, get reversed into the bro Derek.
And it looked great too. He caught it great. It looked smooth. Everything was really, really smooth on that move.
Yeah, well done. And Riddle gets the big win here in his debut.
Yeah, huge win.
And the announcers were Cole was saying this pretty much puts him into contention for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I don't know how many tapings they have in the bag already. And if Matt Riddle will show up next week, I don't know when these tapings go on, how many they have done already. So we'll see how that works out, being as he's being accused of what he's being accused of.
Yeah.
And
his lawyers, I think they had a statement from his lawyers that it was some type of she's done this before. She's kind of like a stalker type of thing, and getting in the business of him and his wife. I mean, we'll see where this goes. In the court of public opinion, it's probably not the greatest look if you have him on TV. But this is America, and due process is due process. So until there's proof that he's guilty, he's innocent until proven guilty. So kind of is what it is.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out with him. I mean, like I said, we don't know how many they have taped already, so I don't think they're gonna cut him out. And especially him beating AJ Styles, he's got to show up next week. I mean, if he doesn't show up next week, it's kind of weird. He beats AJ Styles next week, he doesn't show up. AJ Styles has no answer for it, and maybe they just move him on to something else. But we'll see what happens. But cool to see the original bro show up here, make his debut. Obviously, he looks like he belongs out there, and you know,
he fits for sure.
Let's see how they push him. This is a quick push because he's already like in the title contention for at least the Intercontinental Championship, going against like, you know, the number one guy pretty much on SmackDown.
Yeah, and on NXT he never really won the title or anything, but he was always like one of the major stars there since like day one. So him coming up and just kind of, I mean, he looks like a star. He feels like a star. I mean, the kid's got all the talent in the world. Hopefully, it's not too cut off right now, or these allegations aren't true, and we can see more of this because it's definitely something that SmackDown needs is more talent, more excitement to get behind. And
it's already set up for next week. It'll be Gulak versus AJ Styles, you know, so if they've already taped that, let's see if Matt Riddle gets interferes in that. Let's see if maybe a stable grows between Bryan, Gulak, and Riddle. I don't know. Maybe we'll see that happening. You know, that'd be kind of interesting to see. But guys, that is segment number 1 of the night. The next thing on the show, in a sit-down interview with Jeff Hardy and Renee Young. This is fine, solid little follow-up to Backlash. It's just him talking about everything that's, you know, that's been going on. He's putting it all behind him. And there's more to tell here between the two guys. You would see Sheamus have a rebuttal to this later on in an interview with Caleb Braxton. And he's going to have a toast to Jeff Hardy next week on SmackDown, which obviously, you know, he's going to be drinking alcohol, whereas this guy's a recovering alcoholic. So, you know, it's more of that. They talked about the fact that, you know, it's getting a lot of chatter about this feud on the internet because it's so personal. It's real life stuff. So they brought that up a little bit here and there, but it just keeps the feud going after Hardy did lose that Backlash. Next thing on the show, more Shorty G and his height. This is all the gimmick is about, is just his height. They bring it up every 5 minutes. He took on Mojo Rawley. Nothing to write home about here. Shorty G gets the win, but this is pretty much all about his height. Everything has to do about his height, which is it's too like
his name is Shorty G, so
yeah, that's what I don't like. I mean, you know, Rey Mysterio was about his height, but that was just like it was organic because it was you know, it wasn't all about, it was just not all about that. It was about him overcoming stuff like that. Where this guy, the gimmick is like made around his height, so it sucks. But you know, it is what it is. You know, Shorty G gets the win. See where he goes from here. He'll probably end up facing AJ Styles for the title sometime in the near future because he was brought up by Daniel Bryan. Guys,
the first one brought up by Daniel Bryan.
The first one brought up, the next thing on the show, guys, and it's takeaway number 2 of the night is Miz TV, the special guest Mandy Rose making her Miz TV debut.
Looking as only she can look.
Yes, looking beautiful as per usual. You know, obviously Miz and Morrison were just, you know, kind of messing with her the whole time and talking about how she's with, you know, Otis, which is weird, and you know how she lost to Sonya Deville twice, and they surprise her. Sonya Deville comes out to berate her on the mic, talking about she's gonna maim, you know, Mandy Rose and all that. Mandy Rose really didn't come off that great on the mic here
at all.
Sonya Deville continues, even though she seemed kind of like whiny in this one, like crying, like sounded like she was gonna cry. Sonya Deville a lot while she was talking, but you know, Mandy's not coming off that great on these back and forths between her and Sonya.
She's definitely weak on the mic, and she's really getting outshined by what's her name?
Sonya Deville.
Sonya on the mic. She's really good on the mic. Her intensity is good. She's like we said, for the last few months, she's really becoming the star of the show. So the fact that she's so intense, her promo was so good, and she just killed her on the mic. There was even a point where Mandy was sitting there kind of like pausing long, and then as Sonya was walking, she's like, "Come on, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?" So just like she's doing great heel work, she's doing a great job. Bigger and better things are for Sonya. Mandy is basically kind of, I don't know, maybe they're doing this on purpose, but she's kind of like, the way she comes off is the way Sonya is telling her, like, you're just all look and no substance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're all about your look. You got nothing else going for yourself. It's just, you're only here because of your look. And it's coming off that way organically. I don't know if it's organically or it's just the way they're making it happen, but it's definitely coming off that way 100%.
Yeah, you're right. She's not looking good in any of these. Sonya Deville obviously is like outshining her big time. Now, Sonya says she's going to maim her. So hopefully she does really beat her up bad. And maybe she wears like one of those, you know how the basketball players wear the face guard and stuff like that, and the mask. Maybe she wears something like that, or that's the Cody Rhodes mask, actually. Or some, you know, bandages or some shit like that. Make her more than, you know, take away the beauty part at least the beauty in her face, and make her kind of develop the other skills and show off the other skills that she has. Maybe they could do that. Yeah,
that'd be a good little storyline to throw in there. Throw a little wrench.
Because it needs to help her get out of what you said is true. That what Sonya's saying about her comes off as true, right?
Unless that's what they're actually doing, and they're doing a great job of it, and Mandy's doing an awesome job of it. But I just feel like it's just, I don't know. She's getting really outshined, and like doesn't have the intensity or like the just the mic talent, where Sonya's ripping stuff off and yelling, and she's acting well, and it comes across really good, and it comes across like it means something to her. So there's probably some truth in this. I know they're friends on real life, but maybe some of this is really coming to fruition. And, it's the best storylines are based off real life stuff. So this is like, a real life story between them.
Maybe, yeah. So we'll see how it goes from here. The feud continues. There was not much going on in the feud after Mandy lost twice to her. So maybe this kind of spices things up again and brings the feud back into the forefront of the show. And we'll see how it goes from here. Guys, that's takeaway number 2. Next thing on the show was the Kofi Kingston, Big E, the New Day versus Lucha House Party. Very, very good match, especially with Dorado Metalik working off of Kofi a lot of the big moves they were doing there. And then you got the Big E, obviously the power guy in the match. Really, really well done match. New Day get the win here. But what happens after the match is that Nakamura, Cesaro, the newly formed not newly formed tag team, the new tag team to jump into the fray of tag team division, really beats them down. And you saw Cesaro do his big feats of strength against Kofi, and then obviously do the spin, the spin on Big E. So we'll see what goes from there. Hopefully this helps out Cesaro and Nakamura, because they were just lackeys before, but now they'll be their own tag team. Maybe they'll eventually win a SmackDown tag team titles. Be cool to see.
Yeah, and Cesaro's been in great tag teams. He's kind of like a tag team specialist. He's been with
him and Tyson
Kidd, and even a Chris Hero on the Indies during Ring of Honor days. He's always been. I think he's like a tag team specialist. So he kind of takes He's just really good in any tag team. And him and Shin could be a great tag team. And like we said, we've hated them being lackeys for Corbin and Sami Zayn, hoping they give them their stuff. And what's the deal with everybody just going to Michael Cole and complaining to Michael Cole? It's like, is he head of creative now or something? What's going on?
Yeah, or he's the anonymous GM again.
Crazy.
Yeah, we'll find out. But guys, next thing on the show, was Sasha Banks and Bayley were doing commentary for that previous tag team match. They were still out there. They were going to celebrate, and Nikki Cross attacks them, and then it starts a match between Nikki Cross and Sasha Banks. It was a fun match, good, but it was kind of sloppy a little bit from from Nikki Cross. But Sasha Banks gets the win, hits the Meteora, rolls her up, gets the win, and they continue to roll Sasha Banks and Bayley going into their Monday Night Raw match against the Iconics, where they will defend the tag team titles. But hopefully they get on a long run here, and the tag team titles are really prominently shown on every show, because that's what they needed, because they were not used whatsoever before this.
I mean, and honestly, the other tag team belts are really being used anyway. Like the men's, both Raw and SmackDown aren't really.
They're not being used whatsoever. Yeah. So hopefully that changes in the near future, because that shit sucks that they're not doing that. Guys, next thing on the show was the end of the show, the finale, and it's takeaway number 3, and it is the Firefly Funhouse, which we haven't seen in a long time. We haven't seen Bray Wyatt ever since he lost to Braun Strowman at Money in the Bank. He's talking about Braun Strowman in the Firefly Funhouse. Obviously, Braun Strowman interrupts, which he's been doing lately. His train shows up, comes through, every time somebody's doing a video promo, and he came out talking to Bray Wyatt over the Tron, and saying that, don't even start, it's over, I won. They talk about the match that he won, and then interestingly enough, you think that you're going to see the Fiend, but you end up seeing the original Bray Wyatt, which is interesting. The Wyatt family Bray Wyatt, and I really like the face that Strowman put, kind of like a shock and awe, he couldn't believe that. Man. Yeah,
my old master's here.
Yeah, so they brought him back, which is cool. That they'll have maybe a 3 faces of Wyatt, as where you see Matt Hardy doing that, having multiple faces and jumping back
honestly,
and forth.
We go back to Mick Foley. He's a creator.
Oh yeah, he's a starter of it. But it's all copying off of that stuff. So but it's cool to see that Bray Wyatt, the original Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, is back, at least for now, and we'll get a little bit of that, because it changes things up, because then you could make these feuds with Bray Wyatt last a little bit longer, because Firefly Funhouse Bray will lose a match, Bray, Wyatt family Bray lose the match, and they have to bring in the big dog, which is the Fiend, to obviously get the win. Yeah. So it extends these things out a bit. Now, we haven't seen him for a while, I think, because he had another kid. I think that's why we hadn't seen him for a long time.
I think he had a kid, but also it kind of fit with the storyline where if he just went away for a little bit, because he's like Taker, it's good. You don't want to oversee him too much, because the gimmick is so hokey. You just want him to show up here and there, be more the attraction. So whatever was going on, it was good that he was gone for a month and a half. The stuff he was saying where he was like, yeah, you know, I was busy resurrecting the dead and like just knitting, and those pretty funny spots too. But we'll see where this goes. I mean, it's definitely not over between them, so we'll see where this all goes. But Bray, loved him coming back. Loved the at the end. Missed that. That's always really
it'll
good.
be good to hear that again. Like,
Starts
off. It'll be good to see all that cool stuff again. He did say, you know, Braun, you know where to find me. All you gotta do is follow the buzzards. So it was cool as long as he doesn't get into that mode where he was before, where he was just blabbering on like stuff that didn't make any sense. You didn't understand what he was saying. Hopefully it doesn't go down that road, and it's not a ton of promos cut by the original Wyatt family. Bray Wyatt.
No, I think it's good, just like little spots here and there, just bring them out.
Just
for the mind tricks. This is
obviously leading to an Extreme Rules match between the two. And then I guess at SummerSlam will be the Fiend most likely taking the belt off of Braun Strowman. That's what I can see happening.
3 matches? I mean, maybe, why not?
Yeah, 3 matches. Like Braun Strowman beat the first 2, and then he has to take on the Fiend in the final one. Yeah,
okay. I think that'd be a good.
And you know, and it'll be a long run by Braun, pretty much. Yeah, it'll be like 6 months.
First title run.
It'll be like a 6-month run with the title, and as his first title run. So I think it works out good. Yeah,
I think, and really, the Fiend never should have lost it anyway, especially to Goldberg. So you know, he really should take it back whenever.
He really should. Yeah,
because it doesn't make any sense for him to never lost it.
Yeah, but I do like the creative twist of bringing back, you know, the Wyatt family.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and then like I said, it gives it a longer arc for the whole story because he has to go through the first 2 to get to the Fiend. The Fiend's the one that gets the job done. He's the one that you should be afraid of, and he's the one that's like almost, unless you're Goldberg, impossible to beat.
and it adds to the whole mind trick stuff and just getting into Braun's head, and like because Braun's this monster, like, you know, literally wins the tag team belt with the little kid and takes on 2 guys and beats them for the title. So it's like it just adds this thing where physically he's just gonna overpower you because he's so big, but if you get into his head and by doing this, you know, and the continuity of bringing back the Wyatt family look and just, hey man, remember I made you, I'll destroy you stuff, and he can always play around with everything like that. So it just adds this other layer to the storyline.
Yeah, it's a lot of
interesting.
It's a lot of story built into it. Yeah. But guys, that is takeaway number 3. That is the end of Friday Night Smackdown. Appreciate you guys for watching. Remember, tomorrow, which is Sunday, is the final episode of The Undertaker Last Ride. Make sure you watch that. There's also going to be a new Broken Skull Sessions, I think, in a couple weeks or so. Maybe after Extreme Rules, Mark Henry will be on there. Make sure to watch that.
Where's Stone Cold's podcast? Like, it's just he just gives replays of the whole show.
He's in Nevada chilling. Yeah. So
I mean, damn, bro.
Yeah. We'll see Broken Skull Sessions. Make sure to watch Last Ride, the final episode. Appreciate you guys for watching. Remember, for this work, you better not do the job.
Later, Mark.